political issues. It's Insight. Join Lawrence Umoete on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja for Insight, Mondays to Thursdays at 10:05 a.m. on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Insight with Lawrence Umoete. Be part of the experience.
Investigations, special reports, analysis, and breaking news. Premium Times, a leading multimedia news platform, brings to you every minute stories that helps you make informed decisions and hold public officials, individuals, and organizations accountable. We have cartoons, videos, podcasts, and other interesting content for your delight. For timely update on politics, entertainment, sport, and business, visit our website on www.premiumtimesng.com and follow us on all our social media platforms. Don't miss out.
Celebrating our cultural pride is our core essence. Let's bring people together through communication as we say we would. Join us on Melting Pot every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we meet elders from our different ethnic groups in Nigeria and bring you closer to your roots. Live on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Melting Pot. Don't miss it.
Gentlemen, welcome to Super Citizen at Sunset on Citizen FM 93.7. This is the fun-packed radio show you heard about. Did you miss any one of our programming today? Join me, Diddy, from the Citizen Pot when we run through our programs from sunrise. Stay abreast, get informed on news roundup. It even gets better. Do you think you know Nigeria? Answer 3 questions correctly and be one of our daily winners on quizzes. It is the full package. Let's take you back, way back on African vibes. Let's celebrate the African people, the rich cultures across borders, the languages, the good food, and wealth of excellence on African vibes. Join me every Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja.
Sometimes the way forward, now backward the day. Now backward the day. Sometimes before you go front, you guys go back, go check and balance things. How far? How your self-discipline be? You dey quick control yourself? You dey sacrifice for your fellow citizens? How much you dey sacrifice? Before you do person something, you dey ask, if na me, how I go feel? You dey ask am? All these things now waiting Ramadan fit teach us. They call me the chief priest, Ezemo One, oracle of the citizens, and I do wish all my brothers and sisters them Ramadan Kareem. Choko for you there. Choko for you there.
Citizen FM Abuja. Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us on Citizen FM 93.7. It's Insights, and my name is Lawrence Umoete. The polity is still charged. Emotions are still flying high. The 2023 general elections have come and gone, but the ripples are still being felt. For the aggrieved parties who have rejected the outcome, and even the process leading to the elections, litigation is the way to go. For the victors, it's time to move on and savor the sweetness of victory. But for us on Insights today, it's time to maybe look at how the major players are doing a post-mortem of the process. What next for this group of politicians after the elections? And my guest is one of the major players, or rather was a major player in the last election. His name is Prince Adewale Adebayo, a presidential candidate of the Social Democratic Party. Welcome to Insights.
Thank you. Good morning, Lawrence. Good morning, your fans and listeners. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. Good morning, Prince Adewale Adebayo. Thank you so much for always obliging us on Insight all the way from Lagos. You can join our live stream on Citizen FM 93.7, and you will be able to follow the show live. And also you can listen to us online on www.citizenfm.ng. And social media platforms are also there, which you can use to interact with us on Facebook at Citizen FM Abuja, on Instagram at Citizen FM 937, and also on Twitter at Citizen FM 937. So that's how it's going to be on the program for the next 50 minutes or thereabout. We are doing a post-mortem of the general election, especially from the angle of the major participants. Well, Prince Adebayo, let's move on straight. Elections are over. That's pretty obvious. But can you describe for us, at least maybe from a personal perspective, what we may call the process of debriefing for the major players? How easy, for example, is it to accept an electoral defeat? Or maybe how easy also is it to handle victory?
Well, it is about what brought you to politics in the first place. So, if you are in politics just for the perks of office, or you are in politics to follow somebody, you're just a fan of one person, and there's no other issue for you. You follow that one person, and your mood about politics, your interest in politics, your attitude to it is determined basically by whether that person wins or not. And even political players, the principals themselves, well, ourselves, our respective attitude to the result or outcome of the election is determined by our attitude to politics generally. Some don't care about the process. Anyhow, you will just announce my name. Once you announce my name, I've won, I celebrate. If you don't announce my name, I put the house down. So anything that happens before, whatever, they don't care. They just care that did you win there or not. So places where they win, they're happy. Even the process is as bad or worse than where they lost. But where they lost, they will keep shouting. So different people have different attitudes. Our attitude in the Social Democratic Party is that even in places where we won 2 out of 3 Senate seats, in places where we won 5 out of 6 House of Rep seats, in places where we won many Houses of Assembly seats, we are still interrogating the system the process the same way as where we lost. Because we are more interested in, first, whether the process is right, and if it's not right, what to do about it. Second, that the people whom we have elected don't end up disappointing the people, because we run the campaign on issues. So we are heavily responsible for those who represent us, who have won their seats in the Senate, in the House of Representatives, the House of Assembly, to see that we monitor them, we don't end up producing people who look like people we are criticizing. Then we look at the other processes, like election petition, as part of the democratic process, but not a continuation of campaign. So we try to stick to facts and try to understand the law, rather than just assume that because someone was our opponent in the election and now the tribunal has come, we must use the tribunal to embarrass them or to push points that we cannot sustain. So we don't look at it from the point of view of the way a good lawyer would look at a case as a, because the way a lawyer is supposed to look at the case, is supposed to look at the case as a servant in the temple of justice. And anything that will embarrass the court, expose the legal system to ridicule, that is just filed purely to embarrass people or just scandalous and cause vexation. So, for example, I have an argument with somebody over a piece of land or over an election outcome, and I discovered that the person is an orphan, and that 30 years ago he lost his job in a bank for coming late and things like that. When I'm doing the election petition, I don't go and seize the opportunity and put all of those things inside it, because it's not relevant to whether 30 votes were scored or 40 votes were scored. So we are so different people. So for those who have a feeling that the fight continues, in the sense that it's a dirty fight and we'll continue, anything we can use to fight, we fight again. But in the long run, time ticks for the country and time ticks for the people. Because from May 29, midday, it will be unlawful for President Buhari to continue to pretend to be president. From midday, it has to go. And we cannot do without having a president. So somebody will come in. And once that person comes in, all our problems now go to the head of that person. So that person has to keep us secure, has to see how to maintain our public services, to keep them running, has to continue with the projects that we have, has to defend the territory of Nigeria and command the armed forces. That person has to function. So whether the person is from our side, not our side, we don't like him, well, that will pass that stage now. So what will happen is for all other institutions of state, like the courts, to work. If the court finds out that the person whom we have sworn in did not win the election, the court knows what to do. The court knows that they will remove the person and ask us to conduct another election. If the court in the process finds out that another person, one of us, is actually the person who got elected, because we say the person should go and do that job, but the country will continue. So that is the approach we are looking at it in SDP. We're not looking at it from the point of view that we won or we lost, because the possibility that we could lose was there. When I declared for president and I was going around campaigning, I was campaigning in order to win, because not winning was a possibility. And we also knew that only one of us was going to win. So the 18 of us, wherever we met, I always look around and look at the faces of other people and say, well, if I don't win, definitely one of these people here will be president. And I look at their behavior, the way they talk, at their attitude. I try to interact with them to know whether the country will be in some trouble or the other, depending on how they behave. I see them sometimes when we disagree among ourselves. I see how they react. I check everybody's reaction because I was scientific enough to know that I might not win now. Somebody else could win. So for me, it's not. I feel disappointed that first I didn't do as much work as I should have done. I didn't come on time. I believe that Nigeria wants it to be in the public domain for many, many years before they start to pay attention to what you have to say. So that one is my responsibility. I was too private facing my profession. Second is that I'm disappointed because the issues around which I thought the election should have been decided, issue of poverty, insecurity, and accountability, in the end, when you do the analytics, when you listen to people doing postmortem, people were just focused more on ethnicity and religion and other sentiments like that. So that was probably the only thing that disappointed. The third point is that people came out to still sell votes. So I thought that was terrible. And it is not that they're selling their votes only one party. They sold their votes to almost any party that will buy the vote. So it's not when they say the votes were bought, it's not I think only one party bought votes. The only thing that makes me happy is I'm waiting for anybody who will say, I saw SDP somewhere buying votes. It's almost impossible. So that cannot explain part of the reason why we didn't do as well as we could have done in places. And then I was disappointed with INEC and his staff, with many other errors that they committed. And basically, but I'm most disappointed with the politicians because they plotted the sabotage of INEC. They plotted the disloyalty of INEC staff to INEC so that INEC staff will be loyal to them and not be loyal to the country and the oath of neutrality that they took. It is these politicians who are now going to tribunal and shouting up and down. So basically, if we are going to do well in the country, many more people, instead of running away from politics, many more people who have integrity, who can resist bribery, lying, mischief, and who don't mind to win or lose on principle. Many more of such need to come out and join politics.
Okay, Prince Adeba, you have practically answered the next question. So we move on to INEC because I had wanted to ask as a follow-up what you would have done differently, having taken a second look at how the election went. And I think you've answered that. But let's look at INEC. INEC has come under fire recently from several quarters. Now, are there laws in the Electoral Act or even the Constitution that you think we need as a nation to have a second look at before the next set of elections?
INEC deserves every blame poured on it for two reasons. Mahmoud Yakubu is not a baby. He's a professor. He has been a teacher. He understands human nature. And he has served in government before. He served in the parastatal under the Ministry of Education. So he has handled government office before. And this is not his first election. And because I like him, I want him to succeed. When we had a TP election, I gave a lot of evidence of things that INEC staff didn't do right and things that politicians didn't do right. I pointed out, in Oshu, there was no much noise because the candidate that people like won, but it was won by a lot of fraud and illegality. So I also talked there. So what I found out that it's like the gentleman did not listen or didn't care about what I said. So it still went on promising angelic election in 2023. The hole in our election system, and why if we don't act quickly, we will be having disputes in our election for the next 300 years, is that we are running short of people of integrity to man election positions. To be an electoral officer to be a returning officer is almost like to be a judge. The same quality you will need to be a judge is what you will need to be an electoral officer or a returning officer. That is why in the past, INEC chairman used to be experienced appellate court justices. Ovie Whiskey, Apata, and people like that. Why? Because those are pointing them as though that these people are already used to deciding right and wrong, maintaining their integrity and neutrality, being dispassionate, and they know how to work under pressure for people seeking favors and avoid it. So that maybe later we started running out of good judges too. Maybe that's why they started going elsewhere to look for people. But the long and short of it is that INEC for all this problem of itself. You should know, and I kept saying it. I've been saying it since October 1, 2021, when they were talking about technology. I said no. What is going to save you is the integrity of the people. So INEC, right from the composition of INEC commissioners to their reps, to the admin officers, to other officers, including ad hoc staff, you should start looking for people whose purpose in life is to serve the public and they're happy about it. Now, if you run out of them, you can start to use technology to bypass human involvement, but technology needs the human to switch it on, even to connect it to electricity. It needs to fix it when it has a fault. It needs to read it, and things like that. So that is where INEC made a big mistake. Because many of the things people are complaining about INEC, it's not as if the commissioners themselves did those things, or INEC chairman himself, national chairman did those things. It is the human beings who work permanently in INEC or who are ad hoc staff didn't go there to help INEC. They came there, many of them, to become rich, to help their friends, to help their sponsors, to help people they have sympathy for. So even a new core member who is working at the polling station is changing results because they like the candidate that the result is changed from. So these are the problems that we need to address in INEC. So you can pillory Samu Yakubu the way you abused Uwu before, abused Jega or whatever. You can continue. But if you don't understand that elections cannot be cleaner than the conscience of the person conducting it. Okay. And that is what I think we should pay attention to, not just changing it every week.
Okay, Prince Adela, I'm even glad that you brought this in. But how do we now address this fundamental challenge that INEC is facing? Because just like you alluded to, over 90% of people who take part in the conduct of the election are ad hoc staff, not permanent staff of INEC. How do we address, as a nation, how can INEC address that challenge of getting those people you describe as people of integrity that will take care of this responsibility?
You see, let me give you a scenario which will help us, and I'm not a bishop, but if you cannot have series of sociological evidence that in a society they don't do honest operations, they don't conduct exams honestly, they don't do recruitment of staff honestly, they don't do auction of goods, services, good auction of things that they want to sell honestly. They don't do school exams honestly. They don't do appointment of bishops, clerics, imams in churches and mosques honestly. They don't do land allocation honestly. They don't do driver's license honestly. That they will now suddenly on election day do election honestly. Where is it gone? That if you want to apply for radio license and you follow the ordinary simple thing written in the book, you will get it. They don't do that one honestly. So you don't board a flight honestly. So we have to use this election as an opportunity to visit all our processes and understand that election is not one thing you can isolate and say we want clean, clear, credible election. But every other process in our life will not be clean, clear, and credible. So you ask yourself, if the candidates emerge from their party, honestly, like the way we did our own in SDP, have you had any complaint from anybody? So the person who came second to me became the deputy director of my campaign. Did you hear one delegate in SDP, 1,708 delegates? Did you hear that one delegate collected money and the other did not collect money, everything? Did you hear that the president candidate of SDP and national chairman were fighting each other, suspended each other, did anything like that? Did you hear that any of our governorship candidates has a case in court against anybody somewhere? So that is what I'm saying, that we started showing how to get it right. So this is the problem that we are facing in the country. And that's what I'm saying. The solution is today it can be done. We just have to learn not to cheat. What the courts are going to be looking at now and what the public is getting riled over, and people are dividing themselves, abuse each other on Twitter every day, is about people who cheated. And some cheated more than the other in some degree, or some became more successful than the other. But neither of them wants to interrogate issues that I'm interrogating now, from the beginning to the end. Neither of them. So go to any of the parties. And when you talk, it looks like, oh, you are in opposition, you are also criticizing opposition. No, I'm just giving you a general analysis. That to get it right, you cannot be uniform in them. For example, INEC says 5 billion is the maximum a political party or presidential candidate should spend. You spend 6 times that or more, and you violated that one. They said this is how to campaign. You violated that one. You pack your people into INEC as ad hoc staff. You did everything that every other party did wrong. Just because you didn't win, because they didn't announce your name. If everything goes right, and that moment, instead of announcing Tinubu, they announce your name, you will be happy, you will be rejoicing. You won't question the process again. But because they didn't announce your name, you are okay. Where they announce you, when you didn't announce you, that's the only one you're complaining about. That is not my approach. My approach is, even places where we won, I am paying attention to see whether we want fair and square, or any of our people did anything wrong, so that we can expel the person. Because the politics has to be clean before you can say that the elections will be clean.
Okay, it's still Insight on Citizen FM 93.7, and we are doing a post-mortem of the 2023 general elections from the perspective of the players, the candidates themselves. And my guest has been Prince Adewale Adebayo, presidential candidate of the SDP. Insight will return in a moment, and when we come back, we will take a look at some other issues that we think as media people that this candidate should talk about. Don't go away. Insight will be back in a moment.
Reach out. Speak up. Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this is your station. Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM.
Investigations, special reports, analysis, and breaking news. Premium Times, a leading multimedia news platform, brings to you every minute stories that helps you make informed decisions and hold public officials, individuals, and organizations accountable. We have cartoons, videos, podcasts, and other interesting content for your delight. For timely update on politics, entertainment, sport and business, visit our website on www.premiumtimesng.com and follow us on all our social media platforms. Don't miss out.
Celebrating our cultural pride is our core essence. Let's bring people together through communication as we say we would. Join us on Melting Pot every Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. as we meet elders from our different ethnic groups in Nigeria and bring you closer to your roots. Live on Citizen FM 93.7 Abuja. Melting Pot. Don't miss it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Super Citizen at Sunset on Citizen FM 93.7. This is the fun-packed radio show you heard about. Did you miss any one of our programming today? Join me, Diddy, from the Citizen Pot when we run through our programs from sunrise. Stay abreast, get informed on news roundup. It even gets better. Do you think you know Nigeria? Answer 3 questions correctly and be one of our daily winners on quizzes. It is the full package. Let's take you back, way back on African vibes. Let's celebrate the African people, the rich cultures across borders, the languages, the good food, and wealth of excellence on African vibes. Join me every Monday to Friday, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is on Citizen FM 93.7
Abuja. Wake up. Reach out. Speak up. Speak out. You are the voice of a new generation. And this is your station. Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM.
Thank you for staying tuned. It's still Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. My name is Lawrence Umoete, and my guest has been Prince Adewale Adebayo, presidential candidate SDP in the last general elections. And we are doing a post-mortem of the election. Thank you so much, Prince Adebayo, for standing by.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay, you can join us on our live stream if you've not done so on YouTube. Type in Citizen FM 93.7, and you can also listen to us online on www.citizenfm.ng. Our social media platforms are also there for your interaction. On Facebook, you can do that at Citizen FM Abuja. On Instagram, you can do that at Citizen FM 937, and also on Twitter at Citizen FM 937. The phone lines are also open. You can call us on 0903 2229797. You can also call us on 0818 2222205. That's 0818 2222205. Once again, our guest is Prince Adewale Adebayo, presidential candidate of the SDP, and we are doing a post-2023 general election. Prince Adebayo, now let's go back to some issues that will have to do with political parties, because most of the time when issues like this come up, a lot of political commentators will point fingers at the political parties. Well, you have alluded to the fact that, the SDP is above board and stuff like this. They don't engage in bribery. They don't buy votes. They don't have wrong lists. But as a politician, just help us understand, why is it difficult for politicians, political parties, political players to obey internal rules of their party?
Let me tell you the reason why. Generally speaking, our politicians come from our general population. So they don't like flying into the country during election season and fly out after that. They live in the community. And when you see a politician who is bribing a voter or bribing a delegate or forging a document or stealing, that's not the first time they are doing it. They've been doing it in their lives. That's why you see that many of them later you start having that they have this problem, that problem. Because they have been practicing these things in the past. So it's not new. So the politician in a democracy, the idea is that the leaders will be representative of the people. So they tend to look like the general population. So it is going to improve the quality of human beings generally in the population that will have easy access to many people who have integrity. Now, second thing is that the leadership of politics must be consciously recruiting people on the basis of their integrity. So political parties don't look for people on the basis of integrity or competence. They look for people on the basis of winnability. Winnability. That's what they talk to call winnability. Can you win? Because they want to come to power. Even the populace. Sometimes when I write comments on social media, some young people who don't like what I write, they will say, how many votes did you get? How many votes did you get? Why are you talking? How many votes did you get? They don't realize that if I wanted to get 5 million votes, I have the money to pay for it. I just won't do it. You lost your polling unit by choice, on principle, because I have enough money. And I gave an example that I come from a community where you ask anybody, they are not endowed, that I want not less than 2,000 scholarships every year. But in that same community, I will not buy one vote. But it is very expensive to award scholarship. There is no scholarship you award that is less than 100,000 a year. Because the scholarship of people who are in university, you pay the school fees, you buy books, you pay for the accommodation, you give them some stipend. But that 100,000 for one student on election day could buy you 200 votes. So they don't get it. So both the politicians, the observers, they don't understand the principle of politics. That you come, you can back your ideas, you push your principles, you get tested on these principles, and you take the principle to the election day. And on that day, you use the election to reflect how your ideas sold and how did not sell. So for me, I came to campaign on fairness to poverty and insecurity and the need for accountability. And I went out and I looked at the people who responded to it, and on election day I was waiting. How many of them have got our message? How many of them will go out and vote based on what we have said? Even if it's only 100,000, 200,000, I don't care. The important thing to me is that people I have not seen, who don't live in my house, who are not under my influence, I've gone out to send this message to them. They got the message. So if they also spread the message, before you know it, we'll be 20 million in Nigeria, we'll be 30 million, and we'll be winning elections. That's the whole idea.
Okay.
They don't see it that way.
All
they
right.
want the business.
All
Take
right.
your money, you want to get in and make more of it, or some are just afraid of losing, and they will do anything not to lose.
All right, Prince Adebayo, we really need to move faster because of time. But ID, I can see your calls trying to come in. You can call us on 0818 2222205. Call us on that line, 0818 2222205. Where the other line has some technical issues. So call us again on 0818 2222 205. ID, I hope you will be successful in the next attempt, because I saw your calls coming. Okay, Prince Adeba, I want us to look at two key issues as we move on. The first is the recruitment of candidates for political offices by political parties, and the second is getting the citizens interested in politics, especially the membership of political parties. How do you galvanize citizens' interest now that the elections are over, before the next cycle of election in the next 4 years? What are political parties, what are the major players like you supposed to do?
What we are doing is what I'm doing now. For example, I'm talking to you now. Last 3 months ago, talking on 60 FM, you will suspect that I was looking for votes. But now, the election is over, I'm still talking to you. You don't have difficulty reaching me, I'm not giving you condition, I'm talking to you. Second, I'm talking to Showore, I'm talking to different people. I met somebody in labor yesterday, and we talked brief.
Okay, Prince Adebayo, please, just a moment. We have a caller online. Let's listen to him. Okay, ID, hello, good morning. Good morning, ID.
Good morning. How's the family?
Beautiful, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Quickly, we thank God for our guest. Really, I don't have much to say, other than to say that, honestly, our politicians, majority of them lack integrity. Majority of them. And I don't really agree with the fact that if somebody doesn't win, it means that probably, I don't know how to put it. There's a way our guests put it, that maybe I will believe that they have done me wrong, something like that. But I want to say that, true, if you look at what happened in the recently conducted elections, we all know that all did not go well. Yes, sometimes we say, prove it. Yes, it is true that not everybody will be able to prove what, but then we all know. You can see the general mood everywhere. If you go to any corner, you will see the same thing. So I want to say that I should look at himself again and see what they can do to improve on their performance. Honestly, they didn't do well at all. Out of 5 elections, only one they had issues with. That's the reason why they couldn't upload. Why should it be so? So we need to work on our integrity, on our character, on our morals. Politics is politics, I agree. But then, we have a long way to go. Thank you very much, Mr. Lawrence.
You didn't tell us your name, please.
Okay?
You didn't tell us your name.
Am I deal?
No, I just wanted it. I wanted it to be on record. I know. All right, thank you so much, ID. All right, Prince Adebayo, I hope you heard him.
No, it's too faint from my end here. If you could just paraphrase for me.
Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Well, what ID was trying to say is that politicians need to be more interested in the overall interests of Nigeria, come together and work for the good of Nigeria. Essentially, that's what he said. And he also said he agreed with some parts of your postulations. So you were trying to make your point. I would want you to conclude your thoughts on that now.
Okay, but basically is that now you try to interact with people to narrow your differences. So people interact a lot. So if we narrow our differences, then we can know, okay, well, at the end of the day, I agree with this party or not, I don't agree with this party. And people, so we'll get stronger. Because I, for example, believe that in the next election, SDP should not go it alone. And AAC should not go it alone, ADC should not go it alone. So between now and that time, we start to look at parties where you have similar interests. And so, even some political parties may decide to go and join PDP and help them strengthen their ideological corner, because it looks like they have totally lost it. Then some of them may go and join the APC to get them to be more responsive to the people or whatever. But there will be realignment along the way. The parties that believe in similar things, then they will have to come together. And what I brought to the table and what SDP accepted and we work on is that we must implement Chapter 2 of the Constitution. We must have a People's Republic. So we must be able to take care of our people. And if more people decide to join politics on this basis, we welcome. After this now, we just try to recover from the fatigue of election. We're also allowing people who want to form government to do their transition, and those who are in court to do it. Immediately after that, we start going around the country. We start to interact. We start to have town hall meetings. We start to get the citizens to interact with us and then to form action groups and to try to mobilize. You could see that with all the noise making and everything and all the buzz, the turnout in the election is not good enough. Very tiny turnout. And I can tell you, sadly, at least half of those who came out just to sell their vote. So the number of citizens that are still coming out motivated by their interest in public affairs is too small for a democracy to breathe healthily.
Okay, Prince Adebayo, I can remember before the election, one of the occasions that you were on Inside, I asked you a question about the third force that time. And I remember also that you insisted that the SDP and maybe it was the third force.
No, let me explain to you. And I don't want to discourage Labour Party supporters. Labour Party has just proven that it is the southern and Christian wing of PDP, with one or two activists who went there mistakenly for the third force. This is how you know. Number one, you will see that where PDP used to do well is where they went to do well. So in the south, it was always a fight between them and PDP in PDP state. Second, if you look at their candidates that they brought, they're not third force people. Start with Anambra, which we can say is the hometown of Labour now. There's Victor Umoete, who is their senator for Anambra Central, is the Abuja chairman of many years, who was a PDP man, went to Abuja. So in St. Peter, national chairman of Abuja, I think the longest serving national chairman of Abuja. So it's not a third force, not anything new. If you look at Tony, the second senator for Anambra North, because they lost Anambra South to YPP, the Anambra North senator is the same Tony Umoete of PDP, who was the PDP national state chairman for the party for a long time in Anambra State, and he just came from lost the primaries in APC, and just from APC went to Labour. So there's nothing there. If you look at Retiki Ngide, she ran for the Senate nomination in APC, and she didn't get it. So she came and she's now in Labour. So she spent most of her time running for the same office nowhere. Alex Oti, you notice that he has run many times. So it's not a third force. And Alex Oti, it just came from APC. It's one of the Tinubu's boys in APC. Very loyal and close to President-elect Tinubu. They are extremely so close, like any of his boys in APC. And my party has similar people too. So it's not the Labour that I'm complaining about. I'm just letting you know that the third force, don't mistake it. The third force will bring people and all of that. So people in election system, politicians run from place to place to go and pick tickets, but the third force is not like that.
So, Prince Adebayo, in your own view, anyone who has belonged to another political party is not qualified to be a member of the third force? Is that what you're saying? No.
What I'm saying is that those who have been in leadership and have participated in what we are complaining about, what I'm saying to you is that if you are a floor member of APC or PDP, you can say, okay, let me, I've tried here, I don't like it as a citizen, let me go and join the third force. So I'm saying, for example, if Godswill Akpabio had joined Labour without making third force, if Ahmed Lawan of Senate President had lost in APC and gone to join, Shomale had gone to join Labour, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that if you are a member, you have not been responsible for what we are complaining about in leadership. And it doesn't mean that only third force people are good. I'm saying that third force are people who complain about what the incumbency has been doing. That they have underdeveloped the country, they've mismanaged our resources, they've brought ethnicity and religion to the fore, they've not been meritocratic, and they've not been implementing people's oriented programs. Now, so if you are now coming, you cannot say you are bringing Victor Ume, who has been in the National Assembly as a senator, who took the same allowances as they were taking, who behaved like the rest of them. So that's my point. There may be one or two people who are in the established party who have thought force mentality. I can tell you, like, if I sound like Abaride, anytime I know that this is a people's-oriented person is always there to challenge the system and to make a change. Because the essence of having a third force is that people believe that choosing between PDP and APC is not going to help you because they behave the same way when they're in power. And you want to bring a new set of people who will behave differently. But you will see, as this assembly starts now, you will see that you won't see any difference in all their behaviors. So you know that the third force is yet to come. And that if it has to come, it has to come from the people. And we should not join the bandwagon. What happened to Labour can happen to anyone. It may almost happen to us in SDP, but we resisted it, which is that somebody who's a prominent leader of PDP has problem with them in their primaries and comes to hijack your party and bring his own people and turn your party to be like them. You may look like you're making progress now, but you will see that you will fizzle out because immediately that person is not running or that amount of resources they are putting in is not made available. You will just go back to what you used to be before without anything. So it's better to build from the ground. And you will see the difference between February 25 and March 18 for the party that you referenced. It's as if it's two different parties completely. You are very strong with 12 states, you can barely make it in one state. So, and even that one state, you made it through the effort of somebody who is from the establishment party anyway.
All right, I think we'll have to leave it at that. Thank you so much, Prince Adewale Adebayo, presidential candidate of the SDP. It's always a pleasure listening to you and having you on Inside. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much for inviting me, and thanks to the audience, and God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. That's our package on Inside today. The program returns tomorrow. Up next is News on the Hour.